guys, girls and gooses, it's me Annika here, back with another video. Now today we're going to be doing a reasonably in-depth tutorial on how to make/create MSP animations in After Effects. Now, if you don't have After Effects, I have two links in the description on how to get them for free for both Windows and Mac, as well as a link to get Medibang Paint Pro, which is what I'll be using instead of Photoshop because I really don't understand Photoshop and it's easier for me. So that's what I'll be using for this tutorial. But if you will be using Photoshop, I've linked another MSP Creators tutorial in the description so you can still follow along. At any point, if you get confused or have any questions, comment and I'll reply as quick and hopefully as helpful as I possibly can. With all of that said and done, let's get into it. To start off, go into Movie Town and click Create an Art Book. Click the monster icon, then click the green and enlarge to the size of the art book. From here, add your avatar and change the outfit. When changing the outfit, I recommend short or updo hairstyles, tight-fitted tops, as well as light non-pattern clothing. After you've completed your look, rescale your avatar to around the same size as mine. Now, I'm going to be using the animation Dance It Up, which is found in the acting and dancing category, and it's 350 star coins. But you can use other animations such as wavy dance with a twist, or really any other animation where the body parts aren't touching. But for this specific tutorial, I'm going to be using this one. From here, take a screenshot or picture of your character and save it to your computer. Following this, we're going to go on to Lunapic. There's a link in the description if you're not sure what Lunapic is, but basically I use it to take the green out and make my backgrounds transparent. Now, if your screen looks a little different to mine, all you have to do is click Upload, select your file, and it will take you to the same page as mine. From here, just follow what I do. Now we're on to the editing process. Go into Medibang, click New, and make sure your settings look like mine. Now, if you're planning to use Photoshop for this bit, check out Marv's video. It's linked in the description, and it's pretty helpful. But I would like you to come back when you're finished cutting up the body. Anyways, from here, click New, then Open as Layer, and select the screenshot from before. Click Select, Transform, and rescale it to around the same size as my avatar. Now, I always duplicate my layer and put it in a backup folder, just in case I fuck it up. Now, make sure you're on the layer your character is on, and we're gonna go ahead and use this tool right here. Now, I could get the real names of the tools, but because there's this little thing I have called laziness, we're not going to do that. So you're just going to have to go off my poor instructions. Now, there is an alternative to this tool, which is called the lasso tool. It does the same thing, and it's pretty well recognized on different programs. But basically, just with this tool, I can use it more as a pen, and it will have the same effect. Highlight the entire forearm, then go Edit, and click Copy, and then Edit, click Paste. From here, go back to your body layer, click any of these icons so that the red area goes clear and the background goes blue. From here, go Edit, then Cut, and this will remove the forearm from the original layer. From here, we need to fix up the arm. Start by creating a new layer and placing it underneath the forearm. Grab the color picker tool and click the darkest shade from the arm and round off the end, like I do here. Click select, then create selection from layer/opacity. Click the color picker tool again and follow me. From here, click the layer, then merge down. From now on, I'm just going to be repeating what we just did, but on all the other body parts. Now, also remember to name your layers so it's easier to save later. And of course, a little hint, always remember to check what layer you're on. I swear to God, I shit you not, I have fucked up so many times being on the wrong layer. So always remember to double check what layer you're on. After doing that, your layers should look a little bit like mine, or by a little bit, I mean they should look like mine. Hopefully you followed along. Now, when saving all your pictures, make sure to turn the visibility off for all but the one you're saving. Copy my export settings here. I usually make a folder called Animation, just so it's easier for later. Save all your files and remember to name them what they are. For instance, left midarm, left shoulder, right leg, etc, etc. Okay, so I actually forgot to say this before, but as I'm editing it now, I've realized it could be a bit confusing. Remember to change the visibility. So every time you go to save a new layer, change the little dot and click it onto the layer you're on. This part isn't scripted. The whole video is scripted, but I'm freestyling right now. So I hope that made sense. If it didn't, try and copy me. Ow! Finally, we're on to the After Effects part of the video. Start by creating a new composition. Copy my settings. Now open your animation folder and drag and drop your files into the composition. Add motion blur to all your layers. Don't forget to arrange your layers. Now grab the anchor point tool, the one up here that looks just like this, and follow what I do. Starting with the head, click and drag the anchor point to the same place as mine. For the body layer, leave the anchor point in the middle, as this can act as your base. Moving on to the next couple layers, for the arms, start at the hand and make your way up to the shoulder. Make sure that the anchor point is at each joint like I'm doing here. When you're finished doing that, your layers should look pretty much exactly like mine. From here, click the selection tool and we'll start to link the layers. First, start by grabbing the whip tool from the head layer and pull it down to the body. From here, go to the left fist layer, grab the whip tool and connect it to the left mid-arm. Then go to the left mid-arm and once again, grab the whip tool and connect it to the left shoulder. And yes, you guessed it, go to the left shoulder layer and connect it to the body. Do the same for the right side. After you've done that, all your layers should be linked to something except for the body layer. Now, I actually forgot to do this at the start and only realized when I was finished editing. So that's why I'm telling you now, as it's a pretty important step. As soon as you make your composition, go File, Save As, and save it to your computer. Because After Effects doesn't have an autosave unless it's already saved to your computer. Trust me, I've lost so many hours of work and footage just for forgetting this step. From here, I'm just going to add my background. You're welcome to skip this bit. I'll have a timestamp on screen, but if you'd like to follow along, continue watching. So, I start by dragging and dropping my background into my composition. From here, to make it larger, hit S on your keyboard to bring up scale. Click and drag the numbers to enlarge the picture. Then, go to the top of your screen, click Layer, New Layer, Solid. Copy my settings, then click OK. Now select the new solid layer and press T on your keyboard to bring up opacity. Click 100 and change it to 50. Now, you don't have to do this step, but I prefer to have a darker background so that the more focus goes on my character and the animation. Moving back to the animation. Select the body layer and click R on your keyboard to bring up rotation. You can also get your rotation key by clicking the arrow, then transform, then rotation. From there, change the 0 to 90. Now click S on your keyboard to bring up scale. Change and rescale to your desired size. From here, we can finally move on to the animation part. Start by clicking the left shoulder layer, and once again, click R on your keyboard to bring up rotation. Once you've done this, click the little stopwatch button to create a keyframe. Right-click the keyframe and go Keyframe Assistant, then Easy Ease. This will make your animations overall smoother. I'm just stretching the timeline out so you can see the seconds better. You can do this by click and dragging this thing. Sadly, I don't know its name. Anyways, from here, go to the second mark on your timeline and change the rotation to 24. From here, highlight both keyframes and move them a little bit forward. Now let's move on to the right shoulder layer. Put your cursor thing back to the start of the composition and hit the R key on your keyboard. And once again, hit the little stopwatch and go in between 0 and 1 second. Change the rotation to 81. Add Easy Ease to the new keyframes. Move on to the next right mid-arm layer and repeat the same thing, except this time change it to -67. And once again, add Easy Ease. Now go back to your first keyframe on the layer and hit P on your keyboard. This will bring up position. Turn the little stopwatch on and of course Easy Ease it. Now on the same layer, press R on your keyboard, go to the second keyframe and then once again press P on your keyboard and change it to the same setting as me, or whatever looks normal to you. Moving on to the left mid-arm layer. Now I tend to start keyframes in random places so that the animation will be smoother and look more natural. I'd recommend trying your best to get them around the same time as me, so just try to copy me the best you can. Here, I'm doing a playtest. I'm just going to speed up some keyframes for it to work. From here, go back to the right mid-arm layer and start the wave animation. Here I'm going left to right rotation wise. So basically I'm doing the exact same thing that we just did, except this time I'm going to be going on the right hand layer, go right to left instead of left to right, so that every time, for instance, the mid right arm moves left, the hand would go right, etc, etc. If that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, just try and copy the video. From here, I'm just adding some small rotation on the head to once again make it a little bit more realistic. Here, as you can see, the position is slightly off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the hand layer, the right hand layer, and I'm just going to slightly move the hand to be more on point and more in position correctly. Now, I actually suggest having your composition on half or third when editing, as it will load faster and become smoother while doing playtests. I just happened to forget this time. Now, I'm actually pretty happy with this, so I'm going to put my render quality back to full and prepare to render the animation. Also, if you don't know what rendering is, it's just saving/exporting the video to your computer. Now, to prepare to render, what we're going to do first is go to the very end of your composition and click and drag the time ruler. Take it to the 3-second mark or whenever your last keyframe is. After doing all that, your screen should look pretty much like mine. From here, go composition, then add to render queue. After clicking that, it will take you to a separate looking kind of page, and basically all this is just like your final step to figure out your exporting/rendering settings. First thing you want to do is make sure you change where it outputs to, so basically where it saves on your computer. For mine, I'm changing it to the After Effects tutorial, with most of the words spelt wrong because I am illiterate. After doing that, go ahead and click render and then wait. Rendering can take a various amount of times depending on the quality, how much you've done, and how much storage you have on your computer. And that's pretty much it. If you're on Windows, then you're done. That's the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it worked well. If you're on Mac, there's a small chance that you might have to convert the video, which basically all that is just when you go to open the video, it'll go convert first, and it will just start converting. It looks like this. And you just gotta wait till that fully renders, and then it will come up and you can watch it and you can save the video. But honestly, it's super easy. It's nothing to worry about. But yeah, that's the last step. Anyway, so that's basically the end of the video, but I will just say, I said it at the start and I'll say it again now. If you have any questions about the tutorial, any questions about editing, any questions about YouTube, I'm happy to help. I will answer as quick and as possibly helpful, hopefully helpful as I can. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a very fantastic day. Love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. And this is my first ever monetized video. What the fuck? Please subscribe. I do all of this for free for the last 3 years. Haha. But anyway, my first ever monetized video. Sorry, I'm very excited about it. So if you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and especially comment because it really makes my day. And that's all I've got to say. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very good night or day. Bye!